For years, Survivor Series was the battleground where Raw, SmackDown, and sometimes even NXT clashed to prove which brand reigned supreme. But recently, WWE has shifted away from that concept. But let's imagine for a moment, what if brand warfare was still the centerpiece? Stick around because we're diving into an alternate timeline. If you enjoy wrestling content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Women's traditional tag match. Starting off Team Raw is Bianca Belair. She's the perfect team captain. Powerful, athletic, and someone you can count on when the stakes are high. As one half of the women's tag team champions, she sets the tone for the team with her leadership and skill. The second pick for Team Raw is Jade Cargill. Since arriving in WWE, she's brought a powerhouse presence that intimidates anyone standing across the ring. Being Bianca's bestie and tag team partner makes this an easy choice for Raw. The third member of Team Raw should be Rhea Ripley. Rhea is an obvious pick. She doesn't just bring dominance but also knows how to get into her opponent's heads, which is a huge advantage in a match like this. Next, I would include Lyra Valkyria. Lyra adds fresh energy to the team. Her high-flying offense and growing popularity make her a perfect fit for this lineup. Finally, to round out Team Raw, Io steps in. As the current #1 contender for the Women's World Championship, Io brings experience and aerial expertise, making her the ultimate wildcard for Team Raw. Leading Team Blue is Bayley. A veteran of the division, she knows how to rally a team and bring some chaos to the match. Bayley as captain is especially intriguing because of her history with Raw's captain, Bianca Belair, which could add another layer of rivalry to this matchup. The second pick for Team SmackDown is Naomi. Back in the spotlight, she brings unmatched athleticism and charisma to SmackDown's side. Naomi's recent tease of a heel turn, especially against her own friends, adds a fascinating dynamic to this team. With Bianca and Jade opposing her on the other side, the tension could be off the charts. The third member of Team SmackDown should be Tiffany Stratton. As Miss Money in the Bank and one of SmackDown's breakout stars, Tiffany's rapid rise proves she belongs in this high-stakes match. Plus, she's destined to be champion soon, and this is her chance to show why. Next, I would include Chelsea Green. With the event taking place in Vancouver, Chelsea's inclusion makes perfect sense. This is her stomping ground, and she'll have the home field advantage. Finally, to round out Team SmackDown, Charlotte Flair steps in. Yes, she's currently injured, but the word is she's ready to return. Bringing back the Queen for a high-profile match like this makes sense, especially with her history of thriving under pressure. Representing NXT as captain, we have Julia. As an international sensation and a newcomer to NXT, she brings an unpredictable element to the match that could catch her opponents off guard. The second pick for Team NXT is Stephanie Baker. With her unique style and impressive skill set, Stephanie would be a surprising addition for even the most seasoned competitors. The third member of Team NXT should be Delta. Her strength and size make her a critical part of NXT's strategy, giving the team the physical edge they need. Next, I would include Cora Jade. Her heel energy and crafty tactics give NXT a chance to outsmart the competition. Plus, her ongoing feud with the other women on her team could add some drama, especially since her best friend Roxanne Perez is busy elsewhere on the card. Finally, to round out Team NXT, Fallon Henley steps in. As the current North American champion, Fallon has earned her spot. Her grit and no-nonsense attitude make her the heart of this underdog squad. I would have NXT take the win with Julia, Delta, and Stephanie Baker as the sole survivors. Braun Breaker versus LA Knight versus Tony D'Angelo. Representing Raw is Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, who combines explosive power with a legacy that screams greatness. Over on SmackDown, you've got LA Knight, the United States Champion, bringing his unmatched charisma and fan-favorite momentum to the match. And finally, Tony D'Angelo steps in as the North American champion and the boss of NXT, using his street-smart style and hard-hitting tactics to try and outmaneuver his opponents. When it comes to the result, I'd have Braun Breaker pick up the win for Raw. As the future of the company, Braun needs to stay dominant, and winning here would reinforce his status as one of WWE's biggest rising stars. He uses his raw strength and relentless drive, giving Team Raw a much-needed point in the brand warfare battle. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax versus Roxanne Perez. Representing Raw is Liv Morgan, the scrappy underdog who's been on fire during her recent reign as Women's World Champion. Over on SmackDown, you've got Nia Jax, a dominant powerhouse determined to crush her competition. And then there's Roxanne Perez, the fearless NXT Women's Champion, who brings technical skill and unmatched heart as she looks to shock the world. Liv Morgan and Nia Jax may have clashed at Crown Jewel in reality, but in this alternate timeline, Crown Jewel's new champion versus champion concept wouldn't exist. I'd have Roxanne Perez get the win and secure the victory for NXT. MCM versus Finn Bálor and JD McDonagh versus Nathan Frazer and Axiom, the Motor City Machine Guns. MCM representing SmackDown, Finn Bálor and JD McDonagh from Raw, and Nathan Frazer and Axiom from NXT. I'd have the Motor City Machine Guns take the win for SmackDown. Their run so far has been refreshing, and it's too early in their WWE careers to have them lose a big match like this. Men's Tag Team Battle Royal. Since a traditional 10-on-10 Survivor Series tag match isn't feasible due to the current depth of the tag divisions, a Battle Royal makes far more sense. For the result, I'd go with a SmackDown team taking the win to emphasize the strength of their tag division. DIY could use this as their big return to form moment, or we could see the Street Profits, in their edgier, more aggressive personas, pull off a huge victory. Gunther versus Cody Rhodes versus Trick Williams. Yes, Gunther and Cody have faced off at Crown Jewel in reality, but in this fantasy scenario, that clash wouldn't have happened. Instead, this would be the first time we see these champions share a ring, with Trick adding an exciting new dynamic. I'd have Gunther win for Raw. By pinning Trick Williams, this protects Cody Rhodes from a clean loss. I'd book interference from Kevin Owens, who could attack Cody mid-match. Men's Traditional Tag Match. With each brand tied at 2 wins, the final match decides it all, with all general managers at ringside to raise the stakes. In this timeline, the Bloodline is intentionally absent from the card, keeping their focus on their own storylines. Leading Team Raw is Rey Mysterio. The legendary underdog brings experience, heart, and a never-say-die attitude that every great team needs. Adam Pearce likely chose Rey in hopes that his leadership and calming influence could help glue this team together, but there's more going on beneath the surface. CM Punk follows as the next pick. The voice of the voiceless adds a mix of cunning strategy and unmatched promo firepower to the team. His ability to rally others is second to none, but there's one major complication. Punk and Drew McIntyre hate each other. Their animosity is palpable, and their constant clashes are bound to create tension on the team. Speaking of Drew McIntyre, the third member, he brings his recent heel persona to the table. His sharp mind and manipulative tactics could give Raw an edge, but his tendency to get under people's skin, especially CM Punk's, could result in chaos within the ranks. Seth Rollins isn't exactly on the best terms with Drew either, as both men have had their share of run-ins lately. Seth Rollins, the workhorse of Raw, is a crucial player here. Known as the Visionary, Seth thrives under pressure and can carry his weight in big matches. However, he also has unresolved issues with both Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, making him a wild card. Bronson Reed rounds out Team Raw. As a powerhouse, he's the enforcer who can bulldoze through the competition when things get physical. But with Seth Rollins and Bronson currently in a heated feud, the Raw tension between them only makes this team more volatile. Overall, this is a horrible decision by Adam Pearce to assemble such a chaotic team. His brand has been in disarray all year, and it's reflected perfectly in this Survivor Series team. Pearce might have hoped Rey could bring peace, but with so many personal issues between the members, it seems like a recipe for disaster, one that could cost Raw the victory. Leading Team SmackDown is Randy Orton. The Viper's experience, tactical mind, and calm under pressure make him the perfect captain for this squad. Randy's leadership is rooted in decades of success, and his ability to control chaos and think strategically makes him the clear leader for this team. Austin Theory follows as the next pick. With youth, arrogance, and a chip on his shoulder, Theory is hungry to prove he's more than just potential. He's eager to show the world that he belongs at the top of the food chain, and this match is his chance to prove it on the biggest stage. Logan Paul brings star power and athleticism to the table. Whether you love him or hate him, Logan's knack for big match performances is undeniable. He's always in the spotlight, and his impressive in-ring skills make him a dangerous competitor. Logan adds that extra level of intrigue to SmackDown's team. Then there's Carmelo Hayes. His explosiveness, swagger, and smooth wrestling style make him a standout. Carmelo has all the tools to be a future star on SmackDown, and he's eager to make his mark on the Survivor Series stage. Andrade Andrade rounds out the team. His smooth technical style, passion, and hunger to reclaim his spot as a top-tier competitor gives SmackDown a solid foundation. Andrade's determination to prove he's still among the best makes him a dangerous asset to the team. Unlike Raw, Nick Aldis makes a much smarter choice with this lineup. By choosing Randy Orton, Nick avoids any potential interference from Kevin Owens, who has been in a heated feud with Cody Rhodes. Kevin's earlier attack on Cody proves his volatility, and Nick smartly kicks Owens out of the equation entirely, ensuring he won't be able to disrupt Team SmackDown's chances for victory here. With a solid mix of experience, youth, and talent, Team SmackDown is poised to dominate. Kicking things off for Team NXT is Oba Femi. His sheer strength and raw potential make him the backbone of this squad. Femi has the physicality to take on anyone from Raw or SmackDown, and his dominance in the ring is exactly what NXT needs to stand tall against the larger, more experienced stars of the main roster. Ethan Page brings his charisma and savvy in-ring style to the team. A true professional, Ethan can adapt to any situation, using both his experience and his ability to connect with the audience to keep the team grounded and focused on the goal ahead. Javon Evans, the rising star, adds a fresh face with a lot to prove. This is his moment to show the world what NXT has to offer, and with his hunger and determination, he's ready to step up to the challenge. Ridge Holland brings the brawling, no-nonsense style needed to match up against Raw and SmackDown's heavy hitters. Ridge's physicality and relentless aggression will play a key role in wearing down his opponents, making him the perfect fighter to take on the powerhouses of the other brands. Finally, Wes Lee rounds out the team with his speed and innovation. Wes can adapt on the fly and is known for his ability to make the most of any situation. His agility and unpredictable offense could give NXT the crucial edge they need to overcome the bigger names from Raw and SmackDown. During the match team, Raw is in chaos, with members sabotaging each other, but Rey Mysterio remains the steady hand, eliminating opponents and showcasing his legendary heart. Despite Team NXT being the first eliminated, Ava earns praise for showing promise, highlighting NXT's bright future. Rey dominates, taking out most of Team SmackDown until it's down to him and Randy Orton. Meanwhile, GMs Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis escalate their feud into a brawl, adding to the brand rivalry. In the end, Orton capitalizes on Rey's exhaustion, securing SmackDown's win. This sets up Orton's next challenge for Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship. So in this alternate Survivor Series, SmackDown emerges victorious. What would your Survivor Series look like? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more wrestling content. Thanks for watching.